Hey guys, it's Techco Cycle Repair. Today we're going to be talking about the different kinds of chokes. There's a regular choke, a mechanical choke, and then there's an enricher. I'm going to show you the differences and why you need to know them to keep those bikes running good. Let's get started. Alright, so here's two different types of carburetors here. Here we have a mechanical choke that works with a butterfly right here, and it has a lever and it just opens and closes it. This is your old school standard. This is off a ATC 200. Alright, and then we have a enricher type. Okay, this is off of a KTM 200, and this one here is an enricher. All right, you guys have seen me do some videos on how to fix this plunger from staying up like that. Keep it to stay up. All right, so the two differences here is that where it's getting its fuel from, and you need to know this because when you're having problems with your bike starting, you want to make sure that these circuits are working properly. So this one here, the way that this works is by cutting off your air. All right, so you're starting the bike up, you put the choke on. It's got to suck air from somewhere. The engine is trying to pull a certain amount of suction. So what it's going to do, it's going to force the fuel up the jets into the throttle body here, into the throat of the carburetor, and suck the fuel up into the engine. So that's how you're going to get that. And as you open this choke up, it slows the pressure down and starts pulling it up normally through the venturi here in the carburetor, and through the main throat, and all your jets will start to meter the way they're supposed to. But if you cut this off here, you see no air gets through here. It's got to suck it from somewhere. It's going to start sucking it up through the jets and causing more fuel to go into the bike. And that's how the choke works on this type of model here. Now this one here, the enricher, the plunger, has got a rubber cap on the end of it. Some of them have a pin in the center of it, but most of them, they're all going to have rubber on here. Some will have a pin too. And what this one does is when you open this up, okay, so when you put your choke on, all right, so what you're doing is you're opening up a hole at the bottom of this, okay. If you look inside there, all right, hopefully, see if you can see that hole down the bottom right there. That's opening up a circuit right here. So when you open that up, all right, so you pull your choke on, you're going to open that hole up, and it's going to start sucking fuel directly from the bowl. All right, so your bowl just, your float bowl goes on right here. All right, so what it's going to do here, it's just going to start sucking up. All right, you see how low that goes in the bowl, all the way down towards the bottom. So it's going to start sucking up fuel through here, up there, and then into this hole right here, and it's going to go into your throat of the carburetor, and it's going to let more gas go into the bike. Now, the reason that this is important and you need to know this is because sometimes the bikes will run like crap. They'll start with the choke on, and you start to turn the choke off, and the bikes, you won't be able to give it any gas. It'll still kind of run like crap, but the bike will idle, okay? So what's happening here is that usually this choke is not closing all the way. And on this one here, these are pretty foolproof. If they're all the way in, they're off, and when they're on here. But if you deal with like a cable type of choke, all right, one that looks like something like this one here, and this is off of a Suzuki LTZ 400, and it uses the type with a cable. So the cable goes into here, okay, there's a cap right here. This cap screws in, so imagine the cap screwing in right here. All right, so the cap screws in, the cable's coming in here, and then you have this type that has the pin, but it also has the rubber seal on it. The cable comes through here, and then it hooks into this. There's a spring in here. That spring is extremely important. You have to have the spring that's inside of here to push this close when you deactivate the choke. So when you pull the choke, it's going to pull it out this way. When you turn the choke off, the spring should push it out and shut the circuit off. If you don't have that spring in there, you're not going to be able to shut the circuit off. This part of it is what goes on to the elbow of the cable. So the cable comes in, elbow. This goes on onto the back cap of the choke right here. So imagine this sitting on there like that. All right, and then this section goes on to actually goes over this right here and onto the housing. This has to be sealed as well, because if this section here is not sealed, it'll suck air through here, and if it's sucking air through there, it's going to cause other conditions as well. So all these are really important to get your bike running right. If you have kind of a crappy choke circuit in there, it's going to be sucking a bunch of fuel. You can try jetting your bike and trying to do everything, you know, that you think is right, but if your choke circuit is screwed up and you're letting a whole bunch of extra fuel in there, you're going to have a lot more problems. So make sure you get this all set up. Make sure your choke circuits are clean, right? So you can spray carb cleaner through that hole. It should come out here. Make sure all that stuff is working right, and when it's shutting off, it's fully shutting off. All right, guys. Hopefully this helps you out. It will make your bike run better. If this is if you're having a problem, you just keep chasing, you can't figure it out. Make sure you check the choke circuit. Get the bikes running good, guys. I'll see you out there riding. Till next time. This is TEPCO Cycle Repair.